Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the OS World Cup 2023. We started with 12 teams at the beginning of this weekend. We are now down to 6, and that means it is time for the finals Mappool showcase. Your top 6 have been decided. We're getting down to the wire with the very best teams in the tournament, and we have a Mappool with difficulty to match the caliber of players remaining in what has been a topsy-turvy, super exciting OS World Cup this year. I'm Dio. I'm here for the showcase once again alongside Shiv, Dada, and Miles. Good morning, gentlemen.
Hello. Hi, everyone. What's up?
Hi, guys. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Just saying, since we're not going to have too much time to keep talking, since we're going to be very swiftly interrupted, does anybody have anything to say about this last weekend of matches?
Crazy. I think this might have been one of the craziest weekends of OSU World Cup I've ever watched. So many upsets, so many just crazy matches. I feel like the unexpected has really become the expected this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that nobody could have predicted this podium from the start. I think that this finals losers bracket is about to be some of the craziest things that have ever happened in OS history.
I am still just very upset about Karo Karasak's not being picked.
Same. Like, we got robbed. Like, we pooled that map with love, and people just didn't pick it.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. No Hard Rock 2 either, unfortunately, but I have a feeling we'll have quite a lot of popular maps in the pool this coming weekend in finals. And we're starting off with a bang in this finals showcase, bringing you another song by an existing featured artist with such classics as Nanatsu Isenzakura. Let's check out Kagatsuchi by Asaka. That was Kagetsuchi by Asaka. long-standing featured artist for the last couple of years, with the custom background by Kyle Wu and mapped by Nymph for the OS World Cup finals this year to start things off with an original right off the bat.
By the way, the replayer is, unlike Azer saying in chat, this is Wixinator.
Yeah.
Only Wixinator could choose a name this psychotic.
Yeah, it could be AR 8.2, CS 5.8, so very heavy on precision and a little bit of reading as well. This is a lot of aim control as your number one for this week. And that's going to be it.
Slots are dead, guys. Say it again.
Yep. No more aim, no mod 1. And our second map in this pool brings in yet another song from a long-standing staple of the OS mapping scene. With a venture into some intensity out of mythology, Orangental brings us yet another pianist's dream piece in Wolfheben.
2 in a row, baby!
That was Wolfheben by Orangental, the no mod 2 this week in the finals of the OS World Cup. Custom background by Linare for this second OS original in the finals week, and beat map by Camo. Some very clearly normal looking streams here for the no mod 2 this week.
Yeah, like these streams are not normally. They very, very insane, and you should check your PC and game.
For sure. Thank you to
Out of tonight, yeah. 3 hours he spent on this one, I think.
It's fire. This map is so hard. Yeah, 7.7 stars on USR. The wiggle streams are really tough for aim control. I think it'll be interesting.
All right, now
That'll bring us into our first non-original of the weekend. It'll be Nomad 3, a custom map by Pedal, No Sankyu by Nanahoshi Kangengakudan.
It's a classic. We got some snap out in Nomad 3 once again. You know, you have pedal-styled, kind of this really snappy, heavy reading aspect in Nomad 3, and I think it'll be really enjoyable for players.
Yeah, it's a very classic song. You might have seen the song mapped by people like PKK before. This is Pedal bringing his own twist into it, and yeah, just a classic banger from years past that's reinterpreted here.
I think that most of the other maps I've seen of this song are mostly like flow alt, but this one being snap alt, it's adds some variance to the way that this song is interpreted in Osu.
For sure. But yeah, it's kind of like, you know, smell the old classic. Everyone knows this song. Everyone loves this song. So nice to always have these old songs revitalized for OWC.
It's also 7.2 stars. Like, this might not look very hard because, you know, you're just seeing like low spacing, like high AR, so it's not very complex, but man, you get to playing this and suddenly you realize, damn, this is actually like much tougher than I imagined.
The strain is there for really all of this map. I kind of like to compare this to Pedal's custom map last year, Dance in the Game. This map is basically the older brother to that one, because it just doesn't stop ever.
Yeah, as you get into, you know, the solo section here, map gets a little more crazy. Definitely probably the hardest part of this map, as always. But actually, there's a little bit more map. I forgot. But yeah.
He's clueless. He doesn't know, guys. And
I forgot where the solo starts in this song.
If you've ever listened to enough music, you realize that there's two choruses, and then there's like a little section, and then there's a solo.
The
Here's
little,
the solo.
the little section.
There you go. I forgot if we have custom hit sounds on this, but I remember there being a Val 108 cheer hit sound.
Okay, here's the peak of the solo. Have some cut patterns. Wow, that is
hard.
rough. That is rough to hit.
This Swaggy guy is pretty good.
Yeah.
You ever heard about this guy?
Yeah, he's only done like maybe 50% of the replays for the entire tournament.
He's the GOAT. He's actually the GOAT.
It's crazy how even with like OWC happening and like some people don't want to play it because they're busy, some people don't want to play it because, you know, they didn't get on the team or they weren't selected. Like even then we still have like insane like replay people that can play these maps so well. So big shout outs to everybody in the replay crew right now, because without them none of this would be possible. We would be struggling to get 300k on every map.
For sure. Alright, on to Nomad 4.
It's going to be yet another custom map here, Mind Chase, mapped by Ishtiak. This is some hard tech. We had a similar Nomad 4 last weekend in semifinals. This is just stepping it up yet another level for the finals.
Hong Kong saved me. MCY4 has now come into this showcase after getting eliminated the previous week. He's here to play Mind Chase by Ishtiak. And this map is, like the last map, a ton up to 11. It is so hard in slider control.
I remember when this map was still kind of in progress as a custom map, and everyone was worried about its difficulty because this map is just so insane to play.
This is a map that you see like one Badu or Kriller or like worst HR player get a 93 or 94% like 1x slider break and everyone else get a B rank. This is this kind of map. Like this is insane.
Part of the song is kind of funny.
It actually
I don't
is.
know if anyone else is gonna say that.
Skibbity toilet mess.
I was thinking Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Why not both?
That's, yeah.
It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both for this map. There's some, like, even in this quote-unquote calmer section of the song, there's still a lot of control baked into this. Like, the sliders in this section are still really hard. You have all the cut streams. You have really high spacing on everything. Like, this just never lets up, man. Even in the quote-unquote calm part in the middle here.
Definitely, I think, going to be one of the lowest scoring maps this weekend because, as you mentioned at the start of the map, just getting good accuracy on this is such a difficult task that if you manage to lose your combo as well while playing this, you're probably going to be looking at like a low 90% on no mod, which if you break multiple times, that's almost guaranteeing you a score under like 350k or 400k. You have to be...
in a sort of weird way, I think this is like, if the last week's map was slider aim with a couple of like transitional circle patterns, this is like aim with a couple of transitional circle patterns. Like, you've graduated.
OWC meets Avalon.
I'm really curious to see which teams are going to be opting to pick into a map like this because, I don't know, this type of tech just seems so hard to be consistent on a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Unless you're...
Yeah.
I think Korea might pick this, actually.
Map was 8 stars before the nerf. So it is quite hard. But yeah, hopefully players enjoy. I think, honestly, a different type of song genre from what you're normally used to in OWC. So it's cool they brought a track like this on it.
What is that score by MCY, by the way? So
Yeah,
insane.
It's an FC at 800k, no mod. So that should set, I think, some of the expectations for the scores we're going to see this weekend on that map. And now we get another really interesting map here. It is DL++ by Qualter of the Deeps, mapped by Delis and Mirage, featuring Azerate, apparently.
He made the hit sounds.
He made the hit sounds. All right, very cool. Yeah, this is a really unique one. CS3 AR 9.3 for the Nomad 5 this week, and this is somewhat of a gimmick map with some really interesting patterning choices.
Yeah, this map is crazy. 8 stars. This is like honestly, if you were like able to categorize this map, like it's so hard because there's so many things. There's ult has these really high BPM bursts, so you know your traditional ult player cannot play this map. You need such a specific skill set to play this.
This is like Mirage and Delis like open their brain up and put their cerebral fluid straight into the map. Like, this is something that's only understandable and like achievable by them. This is the sort of map that the vibes are just unmatched.
I was gonna say this is like a 2021 Nomad 6, but like, yeah, with the brain fluids of Delis and Mirage. This map was one of the earlier ones to, I think, have a prototype out, and we had no idea what to do with this.
But it's really cool, you know, this OWC where we've been able to let so many of these like non-unique picks shine, non-like kind of tournament core picks shine, like really unique style mapping from things like Figure Fole, Altai to Squirrel Pascal maps to now this. These are not things you can ever see in a traditional map pool, which I think is really cool.
Also, like, just being honest, the first time we saw this map, we were shell-shocked. Like, we didn't know where this would go, we didn't know how this would fit, and then, like, we had to, like, open our horizons, man. Because this map ended up,
the
like...
third eye for this one.
Yeah! Like, this map ended up being super cool. It's just that, like, we couldn't see it. We couldn't see the vision. Like, they knew it. They had the keys to the kingdom there, and we just couldn't see it. We were just ignorant poolers.
But
we were
as
presented with genius.
We spiritually grew throughout the process of pooling this tournament, so we eventually were able to see that they were in fact the geniuses, and we should be following them and their example.
Yeah.
You guys remember when those bursts were 1.8 instead of 1.6?
Oh, yeah, I
remember
do.
that. Yeah.
That was fun.
What BPM was that? Like 330?
340.
Yeah,
340.
340.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic 340 BPM burst in the Nomad pick. All right.
Do
So
I
that'll
need
do
to
it for the
Sherry
Nomad pool.
Tori. Sherry Tori's crazy. This replay is actually insane.
Yeah, shout out Shari Tori. This is a really good replay. All right, on to the hidden pool. We're going to get 6 for 6 on custom maps so far. It's Tosenbu featuring Hatsune Miku by Wowaka, mapped by Funny and Fooders. We get another Funny Fooders awkward aim hidden collab here for the finals pool.
Once again, shout outs to Wowaka. Again, rest in peace, but real like banger producer. Still, we live in eternal remembrance. And thank you to Fooders and Funny, right, for this collab. Extremely mechanically intensive, kind of awkward aim pick. Just nice overall. Guys?
Yeah, I think this one's a little bit different stylistically from the Funny map that we had in the same slot, I believe, in quarterfinals. Or this one, it's a little more aimy and I think a little less on the aim control compared to that one, despite both being high star aim maps of Vocaloid songs from these mappers.
Yeah, I think a lot of the patterning in this one kind of speaks for itself, right? You've got some back and forths and some wide angle stuff, but not like the huge stream sections, if memory serves, in this sort of map. And the focus really does turn to just like wide angle aim and high spacing aim in this map. And you can't just autopilot stuff like this, but I think it's going to be a lot more comfortable for aim players on a map like this when you don't have to deal with the really heavy flowing requirements of the previous one. Sections like that, though, yeah, are why you can't really autopilot a map like this. Like, these patterns are so ridiculous, man. So hard.
A lot of people will find some parallels to Funny's earlier map in the tournament, Weenie Walker, and yeah, there's a lot of similarities, at least amongst the actual skill set tested by the map, but they still feel pretty unique from each other.
Yeah, definitely one of, I think, the more conventional picks we have in the pool so far. Like, we kind of go out there on a lot of these maps, so just having a nice awkward aim map in your hidden one will, I guess, relieve the shell shock a little bit from seeing the Nomad 5 that we just witnessed.
Also, just using this very slight time we have for some clarification, I see a lot of people saying, wow, there's so much alt in the pool already. Like, we have, so far, one map at an alt BPM. All the other ones are 170 or above. So, I don't know, it might seem like alts, but like, I don't know, there's just, the BPM doesn't really
A little silly.
yeah, it doesn't say that, I should say.
And remember, we have a lot of map pool to go. Just because we have a lot of alt maps in the earlier part of the pool doesn't mean that we're going to have a lot of them later. That's a part of the vision we have going for this tournament. But yeah, here comes Hidden 2.
Hidden 2. More reading.
Oh, go ahead.
I mean, that's all there is to say. Like, it's just more reading. ARA aim with some overlap reading. The mapper Suki is he's been mapping a lot more of this cool, AR8 style, so it's nice to have him for once on OWC. This is not a custom though, but his mapping style shine.
Yeah, this was originally a custom for another tournament called Badleywood Cup, and it was used in Emmerich Grandmaster Cup not too long ago. Got a lot of good feedback there. We were kind of really going back and forth on what we should use for the AR8 for this week, so we said, okay, we'll take an existing map here.
We were struggling to find a good map.
Yeah, and this one, you know, had a lot of really positive feedback in MGC and in Badley Wood Cup, so I think seemed like a really good pick. We have a map that does a lot of overlap stuff without just being perfect stack back and forths, which I think is frustrating for a lot of players. And these types of overlapping reading patterns, I think, feel really good to play and feel learnable or readable on first sight for a lot of players.
You want to comment on why there's a Tsuagi replay just sitting there? That's some last-minute miscommunication there. Yokes didn't put, I think, his replay on the sheet, and Tsuagi had a dot score that you see right there, and Yokes had a better one. You know.
It's a classic. Yeah, I think... I don't know. I don't have too much to add about this map. Like, it's a pick that got a lot of really positive feedback already in a couple other tournaments, and I think players here will find it pretty on target for finals in terms of difficulty. It's pretty hard, despite how Yokes is making it look right now.
Yeah, despite this, both 600k scores in this, like, this is demon reading. Don't get fooled.
Yeah. Yokes being one of the longtime reading players on Norway, who was eliminated, I think, in quarters.
Looks like probably one of the best reading players in the world.
For the last few years, yeah. Since he made his big come up. He started mapping it a lot too. You guys have all probably played some of his maps in tournaments if you are seasoned tourney players.
We played a map
one of his maps
last week.
Yeah, we did.
Sig
We did
Sig.
one of his maps, Sig Sig.
Love that guy. Shout out to Yokes, but my homie.
Yeah, that's my boy. Oh, those cross screens.
This map,
Yeah.
yeah, those cross
Proper
screens
aim
are...
map.
You know, somehow
You
this
can't
is
let
lower
up.
star rating than the... I think it's lower star rating than the AR8 map from last week, no?
Yeah, that map
No,
had
just,
more aim.
just barely higher. Just barely
Okay.
higher star rating.
That was same APM, I think, right? Like 170-ish.
Yeah,
172,
175.
175, yeah.
Alright, that's hidden 2. On to hidden 3.
Yep. That'll bring us to another custom here in the hidden pool. Tiny Fate by Capg, mapped by Captain 1. Another captain map for the OS World Cup this year. 202 BPM mechanics-based tech for the hidden 3 this week.
Yeah, I
For
got some
everyone-
Mech
Mech
Tech.
Tech.
Mech Tech.
Mech Tech, it's Mech Tech, Dio.
For everyone that had a couple of problems with the hidden one last week for being a little bit too RNG, this one is a lot more straightforward tech-wise. I think this is a much simpler of a tech map, kind of reminiscent of the Skytuna map from last year. I believe it was a Fondrome, right? I think the name of the map.
Yeah.
So, kind of reminiscent of that style of tech, where it's like straightforward, very heavily mechanics oriented, but still decidedly technical.
If the full screen sliders on our Nomad 4 aren't your cup of tea, you might be a little bit happier with this one.
I always think it's really interesting to look at like how far players have come in terms of demands for really technical patterns in map pools. Because if you pulled something like this, even in this style a few years ago, before 2020, I think a lot of players might have felt that it was like almost even too slider focused. But nowadays, this is like on the light side for tech for a lot of
this is
players,
like-
and a lot of players just feel like it's aim or the
Consistency
streams.
map.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've often seen this type of map be relegated to the Hard Rock pool as well in some higher tier tournaments. And
This
have it
one-
be played more as
yeah.
that HR1 consistency.
This 1/3 section is so deadly as well.
On the shorter side of the pool, I think. 2 minutes and 30-ish. Around the length of Nomad 1 or Nomad 5.
Yeah, it's hitting 3.
MCY guy
He's
is
like Captain 1.
insane.
MCY 4.
Why is everybody from Hong Kong just
Sick.
insane? Like what the hell?
This guy's pretty good at attack. All right, on to the Hard Rock pool. We're going to get another custom map by Jonathan LFJ this time. Legendary mapper with a legendary combo. JLFJ Falcom Sound Team featuring Sasaki Megumi for Sasaka Megumi. It's Crimson Sin. Almost 7.8 stars on Hard Rock for the aim consistency. 4 minutes of 200 BPM aim and streams.
You know it. You probably love it, and here it is.
Song from the critically acclaimed JRPG series Trails, as our replayer suggests. That is Nanoya, by the way.
Do you want to get into what that series is about and like, why it's good and why you should play it?
You can ask Becca for that.
There's enough guys that are so chubby over that series. But yeah, I think that for this map, people are going to be really surprised to see, how LFJ handles these stream shapes later on. They get a little crazy from your, average consistency map, and he does a very good job making this map interesting.
Honestly, like, a lot of Hard Rock 1 maps, and this is like a very traditional kind of slot-ish pick. A lot of Hard Rock 1 maps have this like tendency to just, at least at this difficulty level, devolve into very like aimy, like cross-train, kind of samey pattern maps, and this one like really spices it up with a couple of like really complex streams and some more like just overall complex patterns, especially in the solo. Like, please pay attention to the solo that's coming up after this Kiai, and like you will see some really demon streams.
Yeah, some of the streams we actually had to nerf because they were a little rough with Hard Rock, not gonna lie. Like, most of these are completely fine. Like, the corners here play really comfortable, and it's pretty normal stream shapes. Some of them are demon. Some of them are demon for sure. It's a tough map.
Yeah, for this, I foresee this being a very popular pick among the AIM teams left in the tournament. I think teams like Canada really like this one.
Teams that perhaps are trying to find a pick after we took the Nomad 1 out of Nomad. Don't worry, this is not the only one. This is not the only AIM mechanics pick in the pool. Don't worry, there will be something especially formulated by our Nomad 1 scientists down at the Mappool team.
Anyways, yeah, the stream section hits, and this part gets very difficult. These streams are a bit crazy.
That stream's nasty. So is that one. That's crazy. Like the camo streams from Nomad 2, man. It's so hard.
Those two.
Oh yeah. We had to nerf the first one of those. It had a different shape, and it was nigh unplayable. That was so hard. This is a really good replay from Nanoya, by the way. Actually getting the full combo in this with Hard Rock is really, really tough. This is such a
that guy's pretty good. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Nanoya not being on Romania is crazy, man.
Yeah, he's
the different universe.
He's been too busy playing Trails. That's why he's on our replayer team instead.
Anyway, as we get into the end of this map here, just want to say thank you to LFJ. He's one of the figures who's really been around OSU and OWC for like such a long time, and just really want to thank him for being just such a consistent contributor. Really big shout outs to Jonathan LFJ for
sure.
He's one of the greatest of all time.
He's
actually one of the greatest of all time. All right, Hard Rock 2. Hard Rock 2. This one's a special one. It's another custom, and it's not an original, but you know what it is? Finally, some CS7 in the Hard Rock pool. 143 BPM CS7 aim control here for the precision pick.
Yeah.
Shout outs to the replay also. unbenched finally.
But Dench, as well as the mapper Lusky. People who don't know Lusky, he's actually mapped a lot of these same songs from this series. I have no idea where it's from, but if you guys have seen from other tournaments, like Res Cup or Corsace, this is his type of style, and he's back.
Yeah, he's one of the most. I don't want to say. I don't think technically proficient is like the best term to use, but he's like one of the best and most like comfortable mappers with mapping this kind of high circle size style that we see like so often demanded by tournaments. And this map is just really nice. I think every test player basically either said this was one of their favorite maps in the pool, or didn't even try playing it because they couldn't.
Yeah.
This pool's hard. Like, this pool's really hard, actually. We've had multiple 8-star maps in the pool already in the Nomad, so it has definitely stepped up.
Yeah, and the flow aim on this is quite demonic. I think there's a lot of potential for players to chain miss on some of these patterns if they do so misaim it just barely. And that's what happens on CS7. If you misaim a flow aim pattern on this, you're kind of setting your score into the gutter.
Should we call this map Monica or Amobium? Because I think a lot of Mir songs have Monica as the like the start word. So I think Amobium might be a better way to call it, just for future reference.
Yeah, if it's from a set of songs all under the same, tag, I guess, by the artist, then yeah, probably Amobium.
Yeah. If
For
people
all
are
the
drawing
casters
some
watching.
parallels from this to the previous Nomad 5 that we had in quarterfinals by Score Pascals, but this map is definitely a lot shorter, and I would also argue it doesn't have has much more consistency due to the length being a lot shorter, so should feel a lot more comfortable for teams to pick.
We listened, guys. We
say,
listened.
you say that.
We say that, but this is a custom that was in the works, like before.
No. Listen, we had Karasax, which was a high variance, like niche map, but it was very very short, and nobody picked it. So I don't know.
Unlucky. As that's the high variance nature, man. Unlucky for Karasax.
All right.
But
so
that's gonna
pissed.
do it for this Hard Rock 2. And our next track is yet another specialty from an absolute gem of a rhythm game artist. The producer of this song has tracks in such titles as Sound Voltex, Juby, My, Archaea, and Musinx, and they continue to bring the heat to help make jewels of our top 6 teams. This is Quartz Shaper by Aoi.
This is not.
That was Quartz Shaper by Aoi, our third OS original here in the finals, mapped by Jazag, Kipalt, and Minted Ice Cream with yet another custom background by Red Sea XCA, a contest artist who's been pretty well known in a lot of the recent OS background contests for seasonal art.
For sure. Shout out to Swick. Thank you for helping out with the replay. And yeah, it's going to be our third heck pick for the pool.
Not Painted Koala, but Painted Koala.
Yeah, Painted Koala is... Alright, 51? Oh, I'm
Here
so ready for this
Pete,
one.
Here comes Pete.
You guys got
Oh, bro.
Yo, we
Let's
did not
go.
pull Puppet in the Dark
Oh my
double time.
goodness.
Well, yes, we did. Classic map coming back here for DT1 in finals. You know, this map was originally in grand finals, but then we realized people are really good at this skill set.
People are really good at this game.
Puppet in the Dark. This is going to be a consistency map with a lot of bursts as well, so it's like kind of a hybrid between aim and tapping, and I think, you know, at first people have been saying, where's the speed in this pool? This is where one of the speed backs actually come from, so we'll see how players do.
We saw Nomad 5 having a couple of speed elements, especially with all that tapping incorporated into it, but this is 256 when it actually picks up and has some pretty long streams and bursts, as well as just overall having this aim element that can't be ignored.
I believe this map got its first DTFC a few years ago by Dust Ice, a player who I wish was on Team Germany right now to be able to play this map, because I know he would shred this up if it were in the tournament in his time.
Say that like Germany doesn't have 6 billion PT players in their roster.
Yeah, but come on, you gotta salute the old goat.
I mean, yeah, he is the father of Germany. Dust Ice is Germany father.
But yeah, speaking of which, I do think this is still going to be a good pick for Germany, as you mentioned, but I think this is going to be one of the popular picks of the weekend. A lot of teams with very strong DT rosters, very strong aim rosters as well, might look towards this map.
Fari, I'm sorry. My brain is rotted from years of going on Circle Jerk subreddits. Yeah, the map actually picked up, and like you can see, like the difficulty is very much there. It only gets harder from here, by the way.
It's a classic map, right? Like, very few players who joined like pre-20, I want to say 2017 or 2018, would have not played this map already. This is one of the absolute classics and super, super well mapped, kind of just ahead of its time with how good this map was for when it was released. I think is this 2013 or 2014? I don't remember.
I don't either, but the first time I saw this in Osu, I was actually playing a tournament in a group stage, and this was the group stage tiebreaker. So we've come a long
2015.
Come a long way.
2015 the map, by the way.
By the way, shout outs to the mapper Mackenzie. Like, this guy is super underrated. It didn't make many maps, but made a lot of bangers, it feels like. This one being obviously like his most famous.
Oh my god, that was close.
Oh, that was the break. While we're slightly still on topic, and we have a little bit of extra time with the map as we get into more of the burst and stream section here with all the slider jumps. Dust Ice, since we mentioned him before, one of 6 players to ever hit 10 appearances in the World Cup. We had actually Musty secure 13 consecutive World Cup appearances this year for France. Minus GN hit 12, tying Wubwuffwolf for second most appearances. And GS Blank also hitting 10, entering the prestigious Decade Club of players who have played 10 or more World Cups. There's only 6 of them across hundreds and hundreds of players in the World Cup.
That is an unbelievable statistic. Like, OS has been around since like 2007. 7, yeah, and at this point now in 2023, like this game is taking up like quite large percentages of our lives, and those players really showing the dedication for this game.
Swaggy,
No.
you stopped on purpose.
It didn't even work. It didn't even work.
No, he didn't wanna. He didn't wanna.
Oh, he didn't want to.
Avoiding tactical
Oh
avoidance
my
of the
gosh.
number.
Clutch.
All right.
And DT2.
Yeah, DT2. This is another custom mapped by Satellite here. It's the stamina-focused DT pick. Botokute Sentaku no Allegria by Mayumi Morinaga. The custom map here. AR10 DT speed stamina at 234 BPM.
Not Megalomania by Undead Corporation. Don't be fooled by the background.
Yep. Shout out to Satellite, one of the most consistent mappers, I think, for tournament gameplay. This is so nice, I think, for stamina players. 235 BPM. And you'll see during the key eyes how long these streams actually get.
I mean, we had Skin Thief in semifinals, right? Like, we gotta have some hard maps here for the
Yeah.
finals.
Honestly,
this is
It's kind of toned down, actually.
It's actually like the same difficulty as Skin Thief, roughly. Like without the crazy stamina at the end, but with a lot more consistent difficulty. We had the feedback last week that said Skin Thief was too hard, so we decided, okay, hold up, hold the brakes. Don't buff this map too much. Let's just, let's keep it as is.
you
pretty
could
much,
say
yeah.
you could say ship it,
Ship it. Yeah.
ship it.
Say
We gotta
Steve
ship
Happy,
it.
could say
Same
Steve
as
Happy.
is.
No, Steam Happy lost, so
Yeah, Steve Happy actually lost.
Yeah, like the team name I proposed, Frogs, never ended up happening because Kero Sax was not picked outside of the show match. I'm still upset.
listen. The best players in the tournament pick the best map in the tournament, so
Exactly.
You're right.
anyway, this map is it has heavy finger control, especially in these versus sections. Like it's a lot of doubles consecutive at 234 BPM. With all the stamina that the rest of the map requires, it really does add up. It really just tax your stamina a lot. Of course, Jackson wouldn't know what emptying out his stamina bar would actually look like because he has infinite genetics.
I'll say I see a couple comments about BPM for this map being slightly low. The BPMs for the stamina picks have been going up week after week. Like, we've had 219 BPM for the first 2 weeks. We went to 225, then 228 last week, and now we're at 234. So these have been going steadily up throughout every single week.
Guys, Skin Thief was only 230, and you guys think
Yeah.
that's demon, so this is 234. It's up. Going up. It's trending up.
Yeah, and this map also has aim too and finger control. Like, is this not
Clearly,
harder
higher
than
BPM is harder. I mean, come on now.
That's why Scarlet Rose is the hardest map in the game.
Exactly.
Well, it's actually the second hardest map in the game, right after Big Black.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
I like the new combo streams. I know Mordred hates new combos as a concept, but like I like the new combo streams. They're cute.
And it's also something to kind of remember the map by, it's pretty unique in the way that it does it in this map.
For sure. Thank you to Satellite and Jackson for the map and replay. And on to DT3. This is a classic. This is a classic. Not a map classic, but a song classic. Okay, anybody who's watched old school anime, Haganai, this is going... I don't even want to try and pronounce that. Somebody else can give it a shot.
Watashi no Kimochi. Yep.
Actually, it was a lot easier than I thought.
It is.
That's way easier than DT2, I'll tell you what.
That's two words that most weebs know very well.
Botokuteki Sentaku no Allegria versus Watashi no Kimochi. I think this one's a little easier, thankfully, for some of the casters here. 270 BPM, 7.96 stars on the DT3, and AR8 DT. There's some density to this one.
Yeah. Gonna be a collab by Alain and Nissan or DASD WQDF. Kind of they are very, you know, heavy on this like old style air raid DT speed, and they really shine on this map. Shout out to every AMQ player as well. Have fun at this one.
Nissan.
The Nissan fellow AMQ player, Moosepie, my favorite AMQ player.
Oh, shout out to first place. What was it?
The Fayer S,
whole
Fayer S.
Singapore server.
The Fayer S. LWL.
Megamic.
Synchrostar.
Alright, yeah. AMQ aside, back when Nissan was a tournament player, he really did specialize in this type of map when it was pooled in the tournament. He'd always loved to pick it, and when he went into mapping, I think he made it a priority to make a lot of maps like that to keep the spirit up.
Look at those streams, man. Some of these streams are actually demon for 270.
We're going to the solo right now.
Oh, this one is really hard to solo, yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, the raw density check in this map as well as speed element is just so difficult, and you know, you see these like super long bursts that come into each KI.
This map was made for someone who's not in this tournament right now. Arnold 24x24.
Yeah.
Real. I think this map was actually just made for Nissan to farm once it gets ranked. If they decide to rank it. This is some Nissan farm for sure.
For sure.
Alright, that is just about it for the DT3. 270 BPM speed and density check, lots of bursts, mostly stacked, but still really, really tricky with some aim component as well. But now...
Hold on a minute. Listen. In 2018, for OWC historians, this following map, or not 2018, 2017, my bad. This is for OWC historians, this following map was pulled in no mod. Now, we bring it to you, DT. It is Switched on Lotus by Susumu Hirasawa.
More bangers in the DT pool. This has been pooled in quite a few places as of late in the DT pool. It started to become a pretty popular DT pick when it used to be really popular in Nomad and Hidden, mostly.
Absolutely. I think people were saying, you know, quarterfinals DT pool song choices goated, but I think finals is putting up a candle to the flame. This is kind of very close, I think, you know, Switch on Lotus. Like, it's up there for sure.
We talked about BPM being the measure of difficulty. This is the hardest map in the pool.
Oh, it's 350 BPM.
Yes, might be the hardest map of all time.
That section pass, like, it's completely perfectly blanketing the little circle in the middle of the storyboard. That's so cool.
Some more lore. This and Puppet in the Dark were both actually in Grands originally, but got moved after some style changes to the map pool, and also some scaling. Like, yeah, no, this ended up looking a lot too easy for Grands at one point.
Yeah, we underestimated how psychotic people are today, where
like
they just are too good.
I for one am for these changes. Like, I feel like OWC has been the one tournament to lag behind a little bit in terms of the difficulty scaling of open rank tournaments in recent years. So seeing this type of map in finals, seeing the difficulty scaling go way up this year, I think is a good change for the OS World Cup, where in a lot of previous years, especially 2022 and 2021, it felt a lot more focused on how consistent your team was, even at the later stages in finals and grand finals.
Yeah. I think for players, you know, really like old maps, you know, this map compared to Karaka Sax feels probably a lot more, you know, since it's so much longer and it's much more like, I guess, like pattern focused, I think people find to be more consistent on it.
Yeah.
And shout out to Yui for the replay, Megamic.
Also, like, I don't want to make any enemies here, but Switch on Lotus is kind of a better song.
No, he's right. He's right.
Wait, you're like switching up on like. You're switching up right now.
Listen, no. Switch
okay,
on Lotus
well, you're right,
like,
you're right.
Karakura Sax is like a 9. Switch on Lotus is like an 11, you see?
Yeah, true.
You ever stand listening to a song?
Oh yeah, here comes the pattern where we're gonna see a lot of chain misses no matter what. These linear streams right here are something. There's something, that's all I'll say.
They're the best pattern in the map.
Those patterns are so cool.
If this was Trackmania, it would be called an identity.
All right.
And we would call what Megamick just pulled a virtual.
Thank you, Donna.
That's a menacing
Fun
last
fact of
frame
the
of
day.
storyboard.
All right. On
Yeah.
to Freemod 1.
Map.
We were hinting at this a little earlier. This is the No Mod 1 special down in Freemod here. Hell or Hell by Reza Swelen. This is like just comfort aim, right? CS4, AR 9.7 on this one.
Azer was
Item
asleep.
music.
We put some anime in the pool while Azer was asleep.
This was actually what happened. We put this in the pool
This is
yesterday.
actually what happened.
Bang Dream fans are eating good now. Finally got some item in the pool. But yeah, it's gonna be Hella Hell by Shreddy Gas to be played by Wixner. People who aren't familiar with this map, it is the aim map of all time recently. You know, I think only difference I would say is that there's actually quite a lot of streams for, you know, regular aim map like here. So it's gonna be feeling a little space for the Hard Rock player. The goal in mind was that, you know, the consistency players are no mod, and you really have, you know, this aim skill cap warrior that's playing this 8.3 star map on Hard Rock.
Yeah, this is 8.24 stars with Hard Rock. Obviously, this replay done on Hard Rock, so that's the star rating that's going to display. This is 7.6 stars on No Mod or Hidden. 197 BPM, of course, and AR 9.7. OD 9.5 before Hard Rock. So you're not getting a lot better accuracy on No Mod or Hidden than you are on Hard Rock most of the time for this map.
Yeah, this is heavy mechanics. This has only 2 Hard Rock FCs, I believe, in the whole leaderboard. One by Zudi, I think, and one by Karcher. Both players is still in this tournament. This has a couple hidden FCs, but it does feel a little bit awkward on hidden, especially transitioning from the streams, and some of them are very spaced, so the flow aim is still affected.
And actually, this map has no Hard Rock FCs. There is one modded FC, and it's on Hidden by Malashevsky. You might be thinking either of a different map set or of different difficulty, but yeah, this has no Hard Rock full combos.
It's hard.
It's pretty difficult.
I love spreading misinformation.
When we were pooling this, I remember we were like, someone, I think it was Wixinator, just mentioned how difficult this was on Hard Rock, and we went through every single team that was likely to be remaining and singled out who the Hard Rock players would probably
every team
be
has
to
a
prove
Hard
it.
Rock player that's like, you know, has this extremely high Hard Rock aim skill cap. You have, you know, Vectagon, you have Zudi, you have Emrek, you have Culture, you have Henry, and you have White Cat.
Yeah, there's
Like,
your Hard
they're
Rock
6
players.
of the best aim players in the game, and I don't think they're going to be struggling on this on Hard Rock at all.
Or, you
Can I
know,
ask why the second, like the best Nomad player, or like the second best score on the leaderboard? Can I ask why this name is that?
You know, we didn't need to talk about that guy.
Listen, I mixed that person up with Zudi. That's all you need to know.
Understandable, but we don't need to talk about it.
well, now we have to give context to chat. There's a player named Kitten who is ranked 2 on this.
Thank you, Miles. that miss. That miss is sad. Okay.
These jumps get really tough. Jumps not come non-stop in this section. I think we found the solution to OWC pooling. Need one Idol song, one Hatsune Miku song, and 5 Tohu songs that we pull, and everyone will be happy.
True. Oh, and one Falcom Sound Team song.
Oh yeah,
True.
yeah.
Actually, I'm still not happy. There's still no ZTS. Sad.
Yeah, oh yeah,
True.
yeah.
Okay.
Everyone wants ZTS in the channel for sure. Like I know
That's
for
not-
sure.
Well,
You're not
Introducing,
mapping, therefore no
changing.
GTS. I mean, come on.
In
Listen.
the grand finals
Get back to
pool, we've got to get something in there.
People are
Hey.
ready when the Moi Kali of ZTS collab comes up on Fremont too. Like, it's gonna go
Oh,
crazy.
don't say
it's actually
that,
gonna go
Chip.
crazy.
You can't say that.
Don't
Chip.
make me make
This is
more
legally a joke.
deadbeat
This is
jokes.
legally a joke. We
Don't make
do
me
not
make
have...
more deadbeat
Yeah.
jokes on like live on stream. Like I've had enough.
Yeah, this map very long if you haven't noticed. 4 minutes and 38 seconds, so definitely the Nomad 1 core aim consistency beat map of the pool to make up for, you know, AR8 Nomad 1, if you forgot already.
Yeah, somebody said that there's no bandmate. Funny thing enough is that before we put this map in the pool, it was actually a bandmate map.
It was actually a
was.
bad...
It was Dilemma by Meg.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Unfortunately, too easy for the pool. So, That is going to bring us into the next free mod pick. Last week, we had a song by Celepi and Lily to bring out some of the most renowned Vocaloid producers in OS during the semifinals. And while this artist has more recently branched out into folklore music and sound voltex, we continue to bring back iconic Vocaloid artists this week with yet another classic Vocaloid artist with some iconic maps to their songs, such as Kakuzetsu Thanatos. Let's get into our fourth original in the finals, Glen Sista by Rohi. That was Glen Sista by Rohi, the map by Alden and Ferry, and of course replay by Ro. Shout outs to all of them, and shout outs to the background artist as well. Get another custom background for this original. Is done by the same artist who did the original art for Kakuzetsu Thanatos back in the day. So,
I got scammed. I got scammed! I did insults for this! Apparently this map is called you can count on me like 1, 2, 3 and I'll be there because that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah! Like, what the hell, man?
Yep. So if you didn't realize, this is an older version of the map. I believe the approach rate is 9. There are hit sounds to this map, and it is not, you can count on me like 1, 2, 3 and I'll be there because that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah.
I think we're also thinking of buffing the circle size on this as well. Not sure if that's going to go through or not, but the
nerf in the AR, I guess, or putting it lower, and then the circle size is supposed to be 4 instead of 3.8. But old version, technical difficulties, it happens.
Do not look at the score.
Yeah, the score is peculiar. This next map, maybe Dio will have a slight hard time actually pronouncing it because the title is actually in Portuguese. As it so happens, the artist really wanted to make a song that caters to all the Brazilians in the rhythm game community. So without further ado, please welcome Sound Piercer with his original Novo Horizonte, or Novo Horizonte.
That was Novo Horizont by Soundpiercer as Espitz. I'm sure I butchered the pronunciation.
You
Don't mind
did,
me.
and I'm not going to correct you.
All right. That was the 5th OS original here in the finals weekend. Background art by Transcendium. Shoutouts there. And of course, shoutouts to Megafan for mapping the song here, and Suwagi for the replay. That was Free Mod 3. We're almost free.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Just thought we'd let you guys relish in it in all of its glory. It's back, I think, for the first time since 2015. It was pooled in finals in No Mod in the Another Diff. The Another Diff.
But yeah, my original plan for casting this particular pick in the showcase was just to laugh maniacally for 4 minutes.
Yeah, but then we thought it would be a lot funnier to just like
Say nothing.
Just roll the clip.
Yeah.
Just roll the clip.
A lot of you actually predicted this. We saw a lot of it in Twitch chat. You put Blue Zenith in the finals pool. Freedom Dive is just around the corner.
Turns out
And
it
you would
was.
be right.
Yeah, they were. They ended up being right. This was kind of a more recent addition to the pool, shall we say. We had a couple of other candidates for Speed Free Mod that didn't end up working out for various reasons. Some for mapping quality, some for patterning, some for unfortunate lack of hit sounds on the pick that was going to be here. And so Freedom Dive.
Apparently, though, that's not an issue because we put the clip on
Oh
its own.
my god. Hey, it'll be hit sounded when they play
live
it.
it down. I put my heart and soul into those hit sounds, and all he did that, man. Yeah, Freedom Dive. Everybody knows this map. If you don't, then you've been living under a rock for the last officially 11 years, as I believe this map was made in November of either 2011 or 2012, but basically coming up to its birthday right now, and is one of the top 5 most famous maps in Osu, by far. Iconic. One of the first really hard stream maps, basically ever. Like, what more can you say about this map that hasn't been said already? It's the grandfather of Osu in more ways than one.
Are we going to see another Hard Rock FC this week on
I
another
hope,
side?
dude. I was cringing watching, or I wasn't cringing, obviously, but I was listening to one of the matches. One of the commentators said that Blue Zenith was one of, if not the most popular map of all time, and I just sat there and smiled because I knew this was coming up in just a few hours in this Mappool showcase, and this is the grandfather. The only people who don't know this map are people who, this is probably your first time watching an Osu stream, because if you look up Osu on YouTube, you probably see a replay of this map.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Shout outs to Eric for the replay. That That's a sick replay on Hidden, hitting the whole ending with 99 ACK. That's really, really good.
For the first time in a while, we won't have a custom or an original tiebreaker, but hopefully this next map will satisfy most of you because, dear lord, is it epic.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Sorry. No, you go.
All right. It's time for the tiebreaker in finals. It's Chihei Okura Hebi by Rivo, mapped by Bazby, the Ouroboros difficulty. 7.8 stars, 178 BPM, and just a banger of a map and song.
Yeah.
Bazby, also known as Mikan as well, very well-seasoned mapper. And song, I actually saw some people talking about this a few weeks ago, about how final boss music just works so well as Osu tiebreakers. This song is the, I think the final boss song of a JRPG called Bravely Default.
Bravely Default, yeah.
Right.
It's, you think it would loop, like, it does some, like, looping for a while, and you think, oh, wow, this is, like, background music, I see. No, it just, like, ascends to the next level after a while. Like, it baits you into thinking it's just alright background music, and then all of a sudden it just goes and it ascends to heaven, let's say.
Oh no, is this foreshadowing for Grand Finals? We're pulling Ascension to Heaven now?
No.
DT2?
No.
Okay, yeah, no. But, this... I put this song on the same, like, tiebreaker intensity tier as, like, Azure Arbitrator. Like, really bringing out the bangers here.
Yeah, no, this is a multi-skill tiebreaker. It's got everything. It's got aim, it's got streams, flow, has some tech side elements as well, aim control, like...
Even rhythm has a little bit.
Yeah, it's got everything. Also, it is a collab, not only by Mikan, but also with Schoolboy.
Also, I unironically say this, right? If you know what happened to Mikan, because we're genuinely worried. Like, he was supposed to map a custom for this OWC, and then he ghosted, and he hasn't been even, like, tweeting or doing anything like that, so... Like,
Yeah,
we're
it's been gone for a
genuinely
couple
scared.
months now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So if you have information that could lead us to the to the capture of Mikan, then please share them with your local authorities.
Yeah, glad we have hit sounds enabled for this replay because the hit sounds on this map are also, like, incredible. Speaking of incredible, 775k from MCY would be, I think, rank 2 on the map if score v1, if not rank 1. I think Malashevsky has NFC, but otherwise that would be one of the best scores.
This is totally a Malashevsky map. How biased is this pool?
Dude, I mean, the bias Malashevsky maps in this pool has been ridiculous. I mean, we pulled a map he has #1 on in Fremont. I mean, what's going on here, guys?
How many of the maps that exist does he have #1 on? Like,
that's the real deep lore, is that any map you pool in open rank, Malashevsky has a score on it. That's the actual deep lore for map pooling here.
yeah, guys. So anyway, Malashevsky will top 1. Or he will be the best scoring person in this particular pool. Clueless.
Yep, Clueless. Unfortunately, Poland already eliminated. This bracket has been truly something else. USA Poland earlier today. USA knocking Poland out of the tournament in losers bracket in semi-finals weekend. Seed number 2 exiting top 8. By the way, M2i4 just hitting the diff spike there. This replay goes crazy. Yeah, this bracket's been wild.
And I'd like to share another phenomenon of that bracket, actually. So you know how Canada faced Germany in round of 16 into USA in quarterfinals? Well, Canada being knocked to losers bracket, their first opponent is Germany, and if they win and the USA wins against Philippines, you would not believe who they are facing in finals 2. It is the USA, and then 2 potential rematches.
Anyways, yeah, not much to say. I think just enjoy the map, and we'll see you guys for this week as always. If you have any feedback, feel free to send it in the chat. I think we made it pretty clear that almost every feedback that has been said throughout the tournament has been addressed or incorporated in some type of form. From people saying pools are too easy, to people saying some maps are too hard and skill sets are too hard. We're trying our best to, you know, provide a good experience despite, you know, doing something a little different from the previous years.
Yeah, definitely. Also, like, especially now that a lot of the maps, like, we are open and willing to change a lot of the maps in these later stages because, you know, sometimes they just don't fit, sometimes customs are a little late, sometimes, like, there needs to be difficulty adjustments done to customs based on feedback. Like, a lot of the pool is malleable, so your feedback is very important.
Alright, here's best part of the song, everyone.
If you're taking suggestions,
is he?
can you let Arno join Chile next year? I don't think that's how it works.
That's not how that works.
I don't think we have the power to do that.
I think Chile and Peru are two different countries, guys.
Listen, if you can pay for his immigration and his housing, I think in 6 months he can change flag. And, yeah, he'll be in time for the PC, so just get on that.
That break from MCY on the slider is so tragic. Oh yeah, the space stream by the end as well.
Ooh.
That is a brutal stream that could see a lot of chain misses. So I hope for any players that end up going to this TV that the difference isn't so close that a miss on that stream is what causes the outcome to switch, but still...
Honestly, this whole ending is just some extremely hard stuff. It hasn't ended yet, like, I'm pretty sure there's still more. No, actually... No.
The spinner might be long enough.
No, there's more after the spinner.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. I'm willing to mortgage my house and bet on it.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
He's good. He's good.
I know, dude. This was a tiebreaker in a tryouts that I hosted, so I know that.
All right. But yeah, thank you guys all for the showcase, and hope all the matches go extremely well this week.
Yeah, we've got some ridiculous matchups this week. Shoutouts to obviously all the poolers here who've been working really, really hard to get all of the map pools out on time and without any delay for showcases or anything like that. Shoutouts to the playtesters helping out during crunch time here at the very end of the tournament. And shoutouts to everybody who did replays this week as well. There's the finals map pool. It is up on the information sheet. Should also be on the wiki soon enough for everyone using the wiki for the map pools. We do also have schedules out. Those should be on the wiki and the sheet as well. We've got some banger matchups this weekend. Philippines versus United States at 15 UTC Saturday, at least the initial schedule. Canada versus Germany, 19 UTC. South Korea versus Australia at 8 UTC Sunday. And then a bunch of potentials for Sunday as well between Philippines, United States, Canada, and Germany. So check out those schedules. Stay tuned this coming weekend. We've only got 4 matches now. We're down to the wire in finals. It is time to crown the last member of the podium and select one last team to join the top 3. Gentlemen, any last comments about the finals map pool here?
I think it's going to be it's going to set up some great matches for sure. I mean, we're getting up in the sky in difficulties, multiple maps above 8 stars. Definitely going to be testing the skill cap of these teams, which is going to be something to keep in mind, I think, for any pick'em players who are still competitive in that.
And that is going to do it for us. Oh, Dada, hello.
I just want to say, guys, there's a mix of hype beast, innovative, and more standard stuff in this pool. So I really hope you guys enjoy it, and like we tried really hard to like take your feedback and work on stuff that can make the pools as good as they can be. So like all I can say is thank you very much for watching this WC thus far. It's been a wonderful WC, and I can only hope that finals and grand finals week delivers even more. So thank you guys, and I hope to see you guys both this weekend and the weekend after that.
All right, take care, everyone. Bye bye. Sounds good.
It never worked out fine. I watched it fall